Welcome back to the Rondo. Let's get right into it. Fact or fiction, Cole Palmer is the best player in the world right now.
Fiction. It's Mo Salah, and it's not even close.
I'll go fact. He's in form right now. You have to change it. He's the best player in the world right now.
While we're on the topic of the Premier League, are Arsenal finished, man? Like, listen, these results these past couple games have been just tearing my heart out, man.
I honestly think they might be cooked. I think what they did is that they pieced together a team that was far too defensive this season. I feel like that you need an FU player to win. Like someone who's just going to come in and be like, FU, I am scoring 30 goals. And they had the money, the resources. They should have signed like an Osimhen or a Nico Williams or someone who would come in and actually move the needle rather than be like, oh, Calafiori's nice. Oh, Mikel Merino's nice. I just feel like they needed a next level player rather than a fine-tuning player, and I think they're suffering because of it.
I don't think that they're cooked, but I love that take, and I'm jealous that you had it because like Osimhen would have been phenomenal for this team because you want to play beautiful football, you want to play perfect football, you draw it up. Sometimes it's 0-0, you're not playing well, and you just need a star to take over. Martino Odegaard is that in terms of creative and setting other players up, but he missed some time with injury, and they couldn't overcome it, and you saw what this team looked like without Odegaard.
If you're going to play with someone like Kai Havertz, who's a withdrawn number 9, you need to have two wingers that are just going to dominate. I think we also needed a left winger really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Liverpool, right? They had Bobby Firmino, who's a withdrawn 9, but then Sadio Mane on the left, which is just broken, right?
Yep.
That's actually broken. Literally on FIFA broken as well. Like 87 overall, I think, on the left. Mo Salah 89, and then Firmino's an 86
this guy knows
to
his
the middle.
EAFC.
Bro, that's all I did in college.
Absolutely.
Sorry, mom and dad.
Are Chelsea looking like real title contenders right now during the season? Obviously, they just come off a 4-3 win over Spurs away. The team's looking good, man. These young boys is clicking. They clicking.
I think it's too early for them. I think that there's too many things that can go wrong with this team. Yes, Cole Palmer's world class. I just said that. I think he's currently the best player in the world, but they don't have enough consistency around him in the attack, and I think that it's not something that will last over 38 games.
I think the funny thing is, though, is that they've got enough depth so that they might just do it.
Yeah,
right?
they do have depth.
Depth sounds good in theory, and then it's like you can just keep rotating players, and what would be nice is to have a couple of players like Cole Palmer.
Sure, I see what you mean, but at the same time, if you can play 1-11 on Saturday in the Premier League and then another 11 when you go to fucking Kazakhstan to play Noah FC.
Conference League, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, what a team.
Fair.
Massive club. But anyway, point being, I think that like that crucial element of depth with a bit more quality, I don't think they're out of the conversation, man. Enzo Fernandez is playing like a fucking madman at the moment.
Caicedo's been playing insane.
Caicedo.
And that pivot is phenomenal, those two.
Bro, Romeo Lavia, as a player that they were just like, the reason they signed him was like, we are mad at you, Liverpool. Do you know how messed up that is to be able to throw 50 million at a footballer because they're mad at Liverpool and then have him be that good? Like, that infuriates me. But
Team Petty All-Star.
Yeah, Team Petty All-Star. But he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Speaking of Liverpool, obviously they're first in the league right now.
Wait, what are they?
What?
What are they?
They're first in the league.
Oh, is that
right
right?
now. I know you guys.
That's pretty close.
I know you guys heard that. All right. Do you still see them as title contenders this year? Do you think they're going to win it all?
I mean, probably, but with a big fat caveat. I feel like Liverpool as a club, a very good team, very well constructed squad, really, really good manager, really well coached, reinvented themselves very well. But the fact that everyone else around them has been poor, has kind of given them a lift a bit more.
Kind of reminds me like that one year when Leicester won, when everybody else was
chill. Levels.
What are you talking about?
Levels. Leicester should have been relegated.
Hope is the most dangerous thing you can give a man, but yes, Liverpool are winning the title this year.
Okay. Now, Real Madrid, are they in UEFA Champions League trouble at the moment?
Yes, and it's funny. I think they could be in real trouble. There is a real chance that they go out in the round of the round of 16 because of the stupid new format.
I actually like it.
Do you?
I think it makes it way more competitive for the smaller clubs, and it actually shows, I think, the strength of the actual Champions League. Because I feel like after the first 3 games in the regular format, you kind of know if you're going through or not.
I don't know. I don't vibe with the format that much. But the point is, going back to the original thing here, is that Madrid really could be in trouble. Which after they sign Kylian Mbappe this summer, to then not defend your Champions League crown when you really, given the talent, should win everything in front of you, injuries aside, like that's bad, man.
For sure. What you think about that, Tom?
Oh, they're definitely in trouble. But like you said, I think I'll go to the format. I do like the format, and it does add a new wrinkle because in previous years, if they just kind of finished second in the group or recovered, or maybe they would have had a lot easier fixtures within the group, you wouldn't be playing a pot one team.
Sure.
So I like that. I like that challenges them. And again, we'll see where they end up. Doesn't look like top 8. Maybe it can happen, mathematically probably, but probably not. So I think that adds another wrinkle too to that next round.
And, well, here's the thing, though. We are missing the point, which is that it is Real Madrid and that it doesn't matter who they play, they will win the Champions League.
We're
But
gonna see.
let us enjoy the jeopardy in December while it still exists.
For sure. Moving on to the MLS Cup Final. Tom, you were there in attendance in the flesh to see LA Galaxy pull up with a 2-1 victory in the final. What was your thoughts on the final, man?
It was a good game. It was a phenomenal atmosphere. That stadium is MLS lore. There have been so many big moments back in the day at that stadium, in that area. I hadn't been there for a big game because the Galaxy have been bad for a number of years since their last title in 2014. That place was jumping. That place was rocking. This team is an incredible team. They're so much fun to watch. A lot of Kendrick Lamar on the mics. I loved that. And Warren G, he performed before the game. Everything was perfect.
That's a vibe.
Ricky Puig's main character all day.
Yeah,
he put
true.
in a perfect MLS Cup performance from being on the sidelines injured into the locker room. He was the king of the locker room celebration. He was blowing O's with his cigar. Ricky, I was not familiar with your game. Well done. And it ended with him and 2 other players in the locker room. He's still smoking a cigar. He looks at an empty beer container that's almost the size of him because it's one of those big ones. And he just looks at it, starts smiling, looks at Diego Fagundes. He jumps in, Diego Fagundes, because they got good chemistry. He knew to just go grab the beer thing and wheel him out as Ricky's smoking a cigar and waving bye to everybody.
That's fire.
Football pictures that
There's
go
nothing like
hard.
being in the locker room of a championship victory. And all the players were drunk as hell, so I know that was a vibe.
But it was a lot of fun. I did get a lot of Michelob Ultra sprayed on me. A couple people that I know well in that locker room. I'm going to say it was on purpose, so I just have to put that out there.
Fair play.
But, yeah, a couple beer showers.
What was that like, though? Just like hanging out. I mean, you're there in
Yeah,
a journalistic
yeah.
form.
Right? He's not having fun,
Big
guys.
J-
No.
Not
I
having
will
fun.
not have Big J
Responsible.
journalist. Big J journalist.
Responsible Tom Bogert. But what is
Thank
that
you.
like being in that locker room where everyone's going mad?
Oh, it's so cool. Like, this is the culmination of not just the season's work, but for some of these guys, their life's work. Like, watching it all come together, and obviously the players, they're the stars of that celebration, of this team. But, like, the kit man. They're the player, like, watching who the players gravitate towards, whether it's their teammates or particularly the backroom staff, like, beloved in the kit man, like, pouring beer on him. He's smiling, he's laughing. I was talking to GM Will Kuntz day before the game, and we were at the stadium, and as we're talking, somebody who works in the stadium walks up to him. It says, "Hello, this is my name. I've been here since 1996. I've been working at this club since day one. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for bringing the club back to where they are." And Will Kuntz was like, "No, thank you for everything that you do for this club. Like, you're the culture of this club." So, like, there's a lot of holistic things there that I kind of knew of, but, like, didn't really get to experience. And you see it in the locker room. You see all the hugs. Like, Joseph Paintsill, who had a little peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a bag, by the way. He was sitting in the corner while there was a lot of beers being spread around after he had his fun. He's sitting with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world.
Going off the celebrations now, Marco Reus winning his first domestic title. That's big news. You know, he got it ahead of Harry Kane, actually. Wow.
Oh, wow. The nice shot from the Arsenal fan. Nicely done.
Yeah.
No, honestly, that was one of those things. And look, Marco Reus finally winning a league title, like, that warms my heart because it was so unlucky. It was like, how did he not do it for
Yeah,
Dortmund,
I never-
Mönchengladbach, whoever? Like, it just seemed like one of those guys that needed it. And I don't know if he is German. Well, he is German, but I don't know if it's just his Germanness or like his inability to be seriously emotional. But I think he was actually like the closest you can be to like really warmed and happy by this moment. And I was like, damn, that has to come when you're like 35 and in Southern California, but at least you've got it, buddy. Like, that was really nice.
Right at the final whistle, he kind of collapsed to the ground. And so you knew that he had a groin injury. I don't think we knew how bad it was. Talking to him in the locker room after, he's like, if this was a regular game, there's no way I would have played. I shouldn't have played. He goes, I had to be out there. Ricky was injured. It's a final. I had to be out there. I was out there for the team. He's like, I couldn't train all week. I got to train a little bit yesterday, and you guys know match day -1 training is a walkthrough. You don't do anything.
You don't do anything.
And
You
he
don't
got
do
on the
shit.
pitch. He made a difference too. Like, I knew he was moving slower than he should have been, and like laboring a little bit, but he still impacted the game. He's in the locker room. He's celebrating. And then Sunday they did their like little championship thing with the fans at the stadium. and he just walks up and goes, "Give me the effing mic. We are effing champions." So he was going full motion. It was building for him, but it was really cool.
Well, all right, so we're going to play a game called Back and Forth.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys a topic. You guys have to go back and forth with either clubs or players until one of you guys slips up. You guys ready?
Yeah.
The topic is teams to have won the Champions League. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Liverpool.
Nottingham Forest.
Real Madrid.
Barcelona.
Manchester United.
Bayern Munich.
Chelsea.
Manchester City.
Porto.
Good catch. Benfica.
Atletico Madrid.
Aston Villa.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. Man City.
He said that. Okay.
I was cooked, I think, after that, too.
We got Bogert with 1. All right, now
Hang
we
on,
got...
What was... Oh, Dortmund haven't won it. I'm just thinking now.
I think I was just going to go with, like, Ferencváros.
Dortmund have won a Champions League. Lars Riken scored in the final. All right, now we're going to do Premier League winners in order starting from last season.
So, like, backwards.
Backwards.
Woo! Man City, Man
We're
City.
gonna start off with Mr. Hindle. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Manchester City.
Manchester City.
Manchester City.
Liverpool.
No, that's wrong.
Oh,
that's
yeah, that's
wrong.
wrong.
He's already
They won
chunked
4 in a row?
4, yeah. Wow.
Time is a flat circle, so I dispute this challenge because time is a flat circle.
Next one is Ballon d'Or winners. We're gonna start off with
Backwards.
Mr. Bogert. Yes. No. Just Ballon d'Or winners. No order.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
I got to say Lionel Messi. Do I get plus 19 for that?
3, 2, 1, begin.
Lionel Messi.
Michael Owen.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Luka Modric.
Rodri.
Nedved.
You got me with Michael Owen. Wasn't ready for that so soon.
Oh, he's in
I'm
trouble.
gonna give you 3.
Ronaldinho.
Okay.
Luis Figo.
Ronaldo.
R9.
Sorry, R9.
Clarification. Thank you very
It's fair.
much.
I was wondering why nobody said anything.
Fabio Cannavaro?
Yes.
Oh, good catch. Like that one. George Weah.
Wow. Yeah.
Zinedine Zidane?
Yes.
Baggio.
Yes.
Beckenbauer?
Judges.
Beckenbauer win a Ballon d'Or.
I was going to start naming players that I wasn't sure either.
Beckenbauer won a Ballon d'Or. Okay.
Let's go.
George Best.
George Best. He did. Wow. Okay.
Johan Cruyff.
Okay.
Surely.
Johan Cruyff got one.
You had to have. Oh, no. I might be cooked here.
He is cool.
3,
No, because I was thinking
2,
Eto'o or Ibrahimovic.
1. Yeah, Bogert's done. We got to give the win to Tom Hindle.
Congrats.
Well,
Thanks, dude.
shake hands, you know.
Hands are a bit sweaty, actually, to be fair.
I love the sportsmanship. Now we're going to move on to Bogey Bombs, man. Rapids draft picks. Let's talk about it.
This is so funny.
This is my favorite scoop, I think, of all time. I was extraordinarily tired after MLS Cup, flying back the day before, on the phone all day with other trades. I get a call on him, and it's like, so the news comes out that the Colorado Rapids have acquired all of the Philadelphia Union's draft picks for 3 seasons. That is, it ends up being a total of 9 picks, 8 in this trade, because they'd already acquired one of their 9 in a previous trade.
This is how I knew when I went to college, I was cooked with Philadelphia Union. Jeez. They do not give a about NCAA soccer, for real. Should have known that.
Well, you
the
could
day
have
I signed my letter of intent, I knew I wasn't signing, bro.
You could have gotten drafted by the Colorado Rapids.
Yeah, I mean, I wish, bro. All right.
They'd be playing for Rapids too right now.
Moving on to DC United, they have just sold one of their highly touted prospects to the Premier League.
Matai Akamboni has been signed by Bournemouth for a deal that could go up to $2.5 million. The 18-year-old, a U.S. Youth International center back, highly rated talent. Bournemouth had, I believe, 4 or 5 official bids rejected between August and October for Matai Akamboni. They eventually find the common ground. And DC United, they're getting better at selling their young players, like with Kevin Paredes first, with the biggest one, and now Matai Akamboni.
Wow, 2.5 million in the tank.
Not bad.
Good. Not bad at all. And Choupo-Moting, you know.
Yep.
Oh
Big
my.
club loves Choupo-Moting, PSG, Bayern legend, Stoke City legend as
Stoke
well.
City legend.
The best
What a
agent.
team.
He's
the best agent in the world.
the best
by the
agent
way.
in the world. Obviously, he took a season off, I believe.
Did he?
Where's he headed off to now?
Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting is signing for the New York Red Bulls. The Red Bulls just lost an MLS Cup. They had that deal kind of ready to go, and he'll be joining the club in 2025. Nothing has been officially announced yet, but I'm telling you it's official. It's done.
How old is Choupo-Moting?
35, I believe.
And they've got him until 2027?
I don't have the contract details yet. I'm still waiting for that.
No.
Because if he's a designated player, I don't know if I love that.
I don't know
move.
if I like that.
But
move.
if it's a reasonable deal, I think that'd be fun.
Dude,
Choupo-Moting
that's
on a TAM.
I like
not
that.
bad.
I like that. I like that.
And are there any more outbound transfers that we could be looking forward to in MLS? I mean, I know there's some big names, that are all up in the news. So who could we look forward to seeing potentially making a move out the league?
So Tuesday, we've talked about it. Tuesday, it went official, something we talked about on the show before. Diego Gomez has gone to Brighton from Inter Miami, one of the most expensive outbound transfers in league history. And this week, Orlando City have agreed to terms with Palmeiras about transferring Facundo Torres to the club. That deal is pending. Personal terms being agreed between Torres and Palmeiras, but this would be a huge, huge transfer. Club record for Orlando, also a club record for Palmeiras, wherever the number comes in. I'll hopefully get that detail when it's signed. But this is one of the biggest clubs in the Americas, Palmeiras. Like, this would be a huge move and a real success story for Orlando City.
Palmeiras is also going to be playing in the Club World Cup this summer. One of the biggest clubs in Brazil.
Come right back to America.
One of the biggest clubs in the Americas. And I'm loving this relationship between MLS and the Brazilian league, with them sending players. Like, I think... Well, Brazilian players come.
I like that part of it more. I like that part of it more.
I haven't really seen many MLS players go to Brazil.
And
There's a few now.
Botafogo just won the Copa Libertadores while starting 3 former MLS players.
All right, moving on to Fowler Play On. We're gonna bring on the Maresca interview where he says we are not title contenders. Let's bring it up.
Are you in a title race?
No, I said many times, and I really like the pressure. I really like to say. Yes, we are there, but we are not there. We are not there. I said Arsenal is ahead of us, City is ahead of us, Liverpool is showing that it's ahead of us.
Fowler Play On. Maresca's lying that Chelsea are not title contenders.
Play on, he's lying. And this is one of my most frustrating subgenres in managerial conversations is this, we're not title contenders. The pressure's on somebody else, and nobody believes in us. You cannot imagine how many teams try to pull nobody believes in us. No matter what you try to shape the narrative, take the pressure off of us. Nobody believes in us. Only the people in the locker room. Well, that's because you sucked. So, in this case, you're good, but you don't want any pressure. Take the pressure. You guys are good. Don't give me this little engine that could Chelsea Football Club that's only spent $17 billion on 100 players here. You're in the title race and own it.
And you paid for it.
First thought, the thing that comes to mind is Travis Kelce after the Super Bowl, either 1 or 2 years ago, gets up and says, ain't nobody believing us, when they had the best team with the best quarterback and the best players. Anyway, with Chelsea, I actually am going to agree with the man. I don't think they are title contenders. I think he's been a bit sly about it, but I don't think they're at that level yet.
What will take Chelsea? What will it
Money.
take for Chelsea to become title champion?
More money. No, give the guys another year or two, man. They're still all 16, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're
They're
young,
still like
man.
a bunch of children.
They do have a very young team.
Cole Palmer can't feel pressure, so he
Yeah,
can
you can't
just admit that they're in the title race.
He can't feel anything, Cole Palmer. There is
I
nothing
love
between
him.
those ears.
I love him.
Well, the other thing that annoys me is the celebration. That is a crap celebration.
What are you talking about? I think Raheem has to be the answer on this.
Sure,
I'll defer to him.
Sure. But here's the thing, right, Raheem? You do so much FLV, right? The stuff where Goal goes up to people and asks people questions on the street. I was doing like a this or that thing, and I asked the man, Son or Palmer, and he just did that. He just did the celebration. He didn't say a word.
That's kind of hard.
No, it's not.
That's hard. Imagine you got a celebration. Nobody even got to say your name. They just know what it is.
yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
hard.
saying.
That's hard, bro.
I love it.
That's hard. I rate that. Moving on now. Fowler Play On. Gio Reyna should go to MLS.
I'll say foul because it's not about his ability; it's about his health. So his hamstring doesn't get him automatically better because he's in a warm weather city. In general, obviously, I don't think that you should rule something like that out, just binary yes or no. I think it's player by player what makes the most sense. It does not make the most sense for Gio Reyna, in my opinion. He needs to go somewhere where he can be healthy and play, and he can still play at a Europa League level, Champions League level if he's playing more, but. God, he needs to play more, and that hamstring doesn't get automatically fixed in Los Angeles.
He needs to move out Borussia Dortmund, man. It doesn't matter if you play for like a mid-table German club for a while. That's fine. Just go and play football. Because, I don't know, I'm not an expert, right? But, like, I feel like if you're getting 5 minutes and trying to rush back from an injury, you're never going to get consistent fitness, right? So if you go play for, I don't know, like Wolfsburg, shout out Kevin Paredes, then, you'll play mid-table and you will be a footballer
Right.
consistently for that team.
Preferably a team that plays a little bit better football than Wolfsburg wants to
Okay,
play.
yeah, but chill. Not the point. Nah, he needs to leave Dortmund. I'm not sure MLS is the answer, but
No.
I mean, league's always getting better, man.
For sure. I like that, man. That is it for today's Rondo. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next week.